What's up, guys? It's Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all have had a great Monday. Hey, I'm going to give y'all an update on Hurricane Sally and what is going on with it. Before we get going, hey, I asked you guys subscribe. I really appreciate the growth I've had the last couple days, and I'm trying on a mission to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. Much appreciated if you're watching this video and got a strong passion for weather. If you could just hit that subscribe button and support just a young YouTuber trying to express his passion to the world here. But anyways, enough about that. And check it out, satellite imagery. It's starting to get nighttime on Sally, so we're going to see how much she really gets going overnight. There is a chance that she could make it to major status, which is Category 3 or higher. Right now, she's at 100 miles per hour and still strengthening. I put these little radar loops together. They are moving quick, and I know that's kind of like messes with your eyes a little bit. But this is radar image as of about 8:45, and she's definitely lopsided. Sally definitely has more action to her north and northeast. It's just not a one of them picture perfect looking hurricanes, but she's going to try to get her act together overnight. I tell you that, and get more rounded out. But here's the National Hurricane Center latest advisory as of 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. over here in Eastern. She's a 100-mile-per-hour storm, and I believe she is forecast to make it right now just shy of Category 3 strength. We're going to see 115 miles per hour or higher as Category 3. The threshold, if you will, and that would be considered a major hurricane. But I'm going to show an HWRF model because it has been doing good already with Sally and did fairly well with Laura overnight. As we get into later in the morning hours, meaning in the early morning hours is what I mean. It shows as we're waking up, Sally is sitting at 959 millibars. That is pushing Category 3 status already. And at this point, this is in 3-hour intervals. Keep in mind, it definitely shows her getting more of a rounded eye look and having more of a just a closed circulation. We're going to see if this really occurs. But it doesn't show her strengthening much more after sunrise tomorrow. If it does, this will be a little bit, but I think if she's going to strengthen any more, it's going to be overnight. We keep going more further into Tuesday. We're getting into Tuesday evening, and she is just inching very slowly, dumping massive, possibly historic amounts of rain on the coast of Alabama, Mississippi, and parts of Louisiana. By far, the biggest threat here is rainfall and storm surge. Wind is obviously a threat, but I just don't think it's the number one threat here. But keep in mind, each little clip you see is 3-hour intervals. She's not moving hardly at all tomorrow. She really hasn't moved much today. And obviously, Sally, once she gets on land, she starts to kind of lose her punch a little bit. And then the steering currents up top, the ridge, allows her to pick up a little bit more speed. So GFS. Just a few clippets of this latest GFS from 18Z. Shows, pretty much a Category 2 hurricane, low-end Category 2 hurricane, which is pretty much what she is right now, making landfall. So if you take the GFS very seriously, I don't think you'll see much more strengthening, but that is just the GFS. So we're still learning, guys. So, we don't know what she's going to do. We've learned a lot this hurricane season, I believe, on what hurricanes can do the last 24 hours over water, that's for sure. And check it out. European rainfall totals are ridiculous. No doubt the entire coast, a little bit of coast of Mississippi is going to get a foot of rain really anywhere. And that mixed with the big-time storm surge because of such low elevation in this area so far inland. Not as bad as western Louisiana, but still rough. So flooding, huge concern. There's already been flooding. I got my boy Bryce out there with Palmetto Chasers already out there chasing this thing. Anyways, we are going to show a little bit about the wind speed. And before we dive down this video, but if you're looking at the HWRF model, it's showing pretty much a tight circulation around this thing. pushing 100-mile-per-hour winds around this eye wall as it cruises, it's ticked east. Landfall is almost in Alabama. So it's ticked east, but it looks like it still makes landfall in Mississippi, in the far eastern corner of the coast of Mississippi, and obviously starts to lose a little bit of its punch. But I tell you what, if the HWRF model is right, then winds are obviously going to be just as big of a deal as rainfall, because you'll be pushing over 100-mile-per-hour winds onto the coast. So that is probably the last update I'll do on Hurricane Sally, and then I will talk about how it will affect us in the state of South Carolina here in the next video, because it definitely indirectly will. But y'all have a good night, y'all have a blessed night, and as always, I appreciate y'all watching and supporting my videos.